Look at this cute sweater I bought. It was on clearance at Walmart. You know, never mind. This is not that big of a deal. Hi guys, I am back with another video. I literally finally have the house to myself. It is quiet, it's peaceful, and it's perfect for a filming environment. So I am excited to be doing this video. Anyways, today I'm back with a video, and I wanted to make content reviews about movies and TV shows and stuff like that, but I also forgot to mention that I am a part of a community that I really don't talk about too much with anybody, even the people in my life that I'm very close to, and that is my love for BLs. I watch BLs religiously. I watch a channel called Alex and Rosie, and I fucking love that channel. It's just like a sanctuary for me to go to when I need someone who can relate to me on a different level. I usually don't watch a lot of dramas, but for BLs, man, I make exceptions. So today I'm going to be talking about 6 Filipino BLs that I think you should go watch because they are iconic. 2020, during the pandemic, was the year for Filipino BLs. I think in the Philippines, they were just mass producing these web series that did extremely well. These indie projects have just been really off the charts. I have seen so many BLs in the last couple of years, but the Philippines has taken a cake with 2020 BLs. I'm gonna talk about 6 of them today because I'm new to editing, so I'm trying not to do too much on my first time, like editing. I don't want to make this too complicated for myself, and I don't want to make this a long ass video that no one will watch anyways. So without further fucking ado, let's get on to the video. Alright, so first and foremost, we're going to be talking about Game Boy, the series. Game Boy, the series is a web series that was uploaded on YouTube, and I think now it's on Netflix. It is so fucking good. It's actually one of the first Filipino BLs that came out in 2020 that had like a really good ratings and viewership. The story follows Cairo and Gabriel. Cairo is living on his own during the pandemic because his mother and his brother are out of the house. His dad got sick, I assume with COVID. Somehow his dad being sick is his fault. His family is taking care of his father while they're away, and they're kind of quarantining away from him as he's alone at the house. He is a gamer, an online gamer, and he has made friends through online gaming, and one of the people he meets is Gabriel. Gabriel is like this spunky, hot guy. He develops a crush on Cairo while watching him stream. It is so cute. Their interactions are funny. They're endearing. It's kind of like a modern take of how people fall in love nowadays, and it is so nice to watch. It's a breath of fresh air, and it's really, really, really relatable in that sense. Finding love during quarantine, finding love, long distance, trying to maintain a long distance relationship. It is really a good watch, and it is so sweet, and they're making a 2nd season like real soon. I am literally gearing up for it. Out of all the BLs, I feel like this is really one that you can kind of ease yourself into, and also it has the most availability because it's on Netflix, it's on YouTube. It is great. Also, Cocoyo de Santos, who is Gabriel in this, he has been killing it in the game. I've seen him in some stuff. I saw him in Fuckboys, and I saw him in Mondo, which is going to be another BL that we talk about on this list, and he is just really making his way in the acting industry. I really, really like him, and I see him going so far. So, Game Boys, 8.5 out of 10. It gets docked for some awkward dialogue and maybe some weird editing cuts, but honestly, it is so good, and I am so impressed by the filming. A lot of the filming was filmed on iPhones, which is crazy. Also, the dedication of the actors is insane. They stayed in hotels in quarantine, kept getting tests during the entire production. They can't help this, but some of like the distance scenes and all that stuff, it just doesn't feel like a very stitched together in certain areas because of the pandemic, but that's not their fault. Aside from that, it's fantastic, and I think anyone should watch it. Moving on to number 2. My Day, the series. My Day, the series literally changed my perception of Filipino BLs. I'm actually shocked. It was like the first Filipino BL I saw. I didn't watch Game Boy when it came out. I know that everybody else did, but like I was a little late on that. My Day, the series is so good. It stars Ace and Sky. Sky is a graduating high school student who's enrolling in an internship so he can take that to college. And Ace is the son of a CEO. Sky starts working for the company. I think they make like dessert. In the beginning, Ace is kind of like this selfish, pompous airhead who does whatever the fuck he wants and cares not for anybody except him and his little dog. They have lots of little scuffles here and there. Sky's kind of new, and being a newbie, he kind of makes mistakes that gets under Ace's skin, and it's kind of like this beautiful back and forth between them, always bickering to them falling in love. That sex scene, bruh. I am just so impressed with like the lengths that these actors went to. You know, there are really intimate scenes in this show, and I'm so impressed. You can find the show on YouTube, so the availability of it is fantastic. It is such a good watch. I really, really enjoyed it. I would give it a 9 out of 10. I'm only docking a point because in the beginning, I feel like there was some bad acting, but other than that, I actually thought it was filmed really well. Also, there is some drama involving the production team, I think that's the company that pays them, and the main leads. That is just like too much for what it should be, and so it gets docked because treat your actors better. Number 3. Next on the list is Mondo. Mondo is a good representation of kind of like what is an awkward coming out story. Mondo is a freshman in college. He gets involved in Romeo and Juliet, the play, and he gets the main lead of Romeo. In this interaction, he meets Juliet, and her name is Krisha. And Krisha is obviously crushing on Mondo, but the problem is Mondo is secretly having these homoerotic tendencies, meaning that in the beginning of the show, Mondo has like these dreams that he is a, I don't know, kind of like a non-binary princess, and he is looking for his prince. And in comes Barry. In Mondo's dreams, he has this idea of this very sculpted, good-looking, athletic man, and one day while going to school, on his way he runs into an athlete who accidentally bumps into him. They have a bit of a scuffle until Mondo recognizes this guy from his dreams, and that is Barry, who happens to be Krisha's brother. Unbeknownst to Mondo, he has a crush on Krisha's brother, and he also gets romantically involved with Krisha. Chaos ensues because of this. It is just like this beautiful story of someone unfortunately hurting the people around them while trying to figure out who they are. It is relatable. It is well acted. Cocoyo de Santos does a great job. I will say some scenes could have been better. I will say that I wish that the show got extended because a lot of it feels rushed because it's only 6 episodes. However, unlike the other productions that I'm going to be talking about and the ones I've already discussed, this one was actually shot for a network, Want TV, something like that. I forgot what the network is called. This network makes more shows. However, the availability of this is ridiculous because you can only watch it through the app and you have to have a subscription. And the only other way you watch it is illegally, and that's just wrong. Kind of makes it harder for international viewers to watch, but it's a good show. Mondo is awkward, Mondo is cute, Mondo is sensitive, but he puts on a front. And Alex Cruz, who plays Barry, no one can tell me that man can't act. I want to give this like another point to its score because Alex Cruz in real life has gone through some crazy shit in his own personal coming out story, and I just think that is the most amazing thing ever when you have like this role model who's playing a bisexual character and he himself is bisexual. It's nice to see representation, especially in a BL where a lot of those guys are straight men playing those characters. I would give Mondo the series an 8 out of 10. It's not my favorite. Some of it is a bit awkwardly acted, and it's a little rushed, but it's great, and I think that you guys would enjoy watching it. All right, moving on to number 4. Oh my lord. Ben x Jim is Honestly, really well acted. TJ, who plays Ben, I've seen him play in other things, and so he's a really seasoned actor. Ben x Jim is a one-sided love story. Ben, who is played by TJ, is in love since childhood with his friend Jim. Him and Jim obviously have grown up and separated as they've gotten older, and Jim has a girlfriend, and he moves back into his parents' old house. During these times that he's back, him and Ben have these kind of awkward exchanges. Well, it's only awkward on one side. It's awkward on Ben's side because he's madly in love with Jim, but on Jim's side, it's kind of like this friendship that never died. Seeing the contrast of these two perspectives is so interesting. You can see the longing in Ben's face and just the friendship in Jim's eyes. It's about first loves, it's about rekindling, and it's beautiful. To be honest, there's kind of like this unsatisfying ending to the story of Jim x Ben, but they are coming up with a second season. I think they get together in the first season, but then the second season trailer came out and you just have no fucking idea what's going on. So for that, I'm a little confused, but it is beautifully acted. It's shot well, and it's shot through the pandemic. And for what it is, there's some really great production behind this project. I was thoroughly impressed with everybody's acting. I never felt like anyone was fake. I never felt like anything was a little awkward. I felt like the dialogue all made sense. And I felt like some scenes were better acted than I thought they would originally be. So for that, I give it an 8.5. Some of the storyline is a bit predictable. And again, because it's quarantine, there's limited time. And also this is an independent project. It feels a little bit rushed in certain areas, but it is so good. And I would totally give this a look. It is great. Next, I want to talk about a series that really is like a very short independent project. It's called Win Jaimes Heart or Jaimes Heart. It is really well done for honestly how short it was. It is a story about Winston. Winston is someone who during this quarantine has taken the best of it by producing his podcast and love advice show. His friend Heart has just got dumped. She's very heartbroken. She's overeating on mukbang streams live on Facebook, and she's just going through it. She's just a hot ass mess, and Winston decides to find her love. In it, he has contact with Jaime, and Jaime is like this hot, kind of mysterious guy. In the beginning, it seems like all he really wants is to hook up. He makes a lot of come-ons to Winston, so it's a little like, are you trying to actually win Heart's heart, or are you trying to fuck Winston? It mostly is the sexual urges between him and Winston. He constantly makes passes and gestures that he's interested, but also makes dialogue like he's not. And so it's like this game of cat and mouse, and it's so annoying because it's like, get together or don't. End of the project, it's kind of like this unsatisfying ending because Winston decides to cut off ties with Jaime because he wants Heart to be in love with someone, and Heart really is falling for Jaime in the show, and so he decides that it's best to kind of walk away. But because love is unpredictable, Jaime truly is interested in Winston and regrets the decision of not pursuing him, and so the ending is so unsatisfying and it makes you want a second season. And that fucking cliffhanger is disrespectful. I would rate this a 7 out of 10 just because, again, it's really short. This is like 5-6 episodes. It feels rushed in a lot of places, but it is well shot. For quarantine, I mean, goddamn, what am I expecting? Like I said, I do feel like it's a bit rushed. Some stuff you never get back to. Also, some things I find a little odd. They just kind of threw in the fact that Winston has a phobia of the dark, which why didn't that plot come earlier into the story? We will never know. But yeah, a little of it is rushed and unexplained, and that's why it's getting docked some points. But overall, it's well done, it's well acted, it's well produced, and God, it's a really good show. So yes, go watch it. Last but not least is a web series that I am truly in love with and that I wish everyone would watch, and that is Gaia Pelicula. It is so fucking good. It's available on YouTube, so right after this video, if you watch this and you're looking for BLs to watch, this is the one. I can already tell you this is a 10 out of 10. The story follows Carl, and Carl is moving out of his house for the first time, and he is staying in his uncle's apartment. In it, he runs into a neighbor called Vlad, and Vlad is basically living on his own, running away from his overly possessive mother and sister. While being on his own, Carl and Vlad keep having these little unwanted run-ins. One being where Vlad's sister, Judith without the H, I'll never be able to pronounce that, comes over to visit him and basically begs his ass to come back home. Because Vlad is staying at a friend's apartment, and in like an awkward interaction, she assumes that they're dating because of positioning. That's all I will say. You have to watch this fucking show. And so she puts up the front for the money for Vlad and Carl to live together, because Carl is living on his own in this apartment, but he is not taking anybody's help in paying for it. He is a freelance artist who writes for vlogs, and he gets paid per submission. However, he has been conned multiple times, and so he is lacking the payment for this apartment. And in this exchange, he is benefiting from the fact that Judith thinks that him and her little brother are dating, and she will front the money for the apartment expenses. At first, he rejects. Because Carl is a little bit of an introvert, I understood why he wouldn't want to live with Vlad, especially after the bad exchanges they've had in the past. However, slowly as the first episode lingers, he lets Vlad in. The rest of the show is really about their interactions, which kind of lead Carl to open up about his suppressed homosexuality. It's really good. A lot of the show is just kind of showing two different perspectives. One, Vlad, who's openly out and actively knows who he is and not afraid to express it to the world. And Carl, who's kind of coming to the terms of who he is. He's always lived in a shadow of someone else, and finally he's coming to light of who himself is, and he's very scared of that. He's very scared of this new him that he's never seen before. And it's a little frightening, the first stages. You not understanding what you are and who you are and your purpose, and then someone who's reflecting exactly who they are and what they're meant to be, knowing exactly what they want out of life. And the two stages are just constantly clashing in this show, and it's really well done. The acting, the dialogue, the editing, everything about this is superior. The fucking videography, oh my god, this is well shot. It's well edited, it's well produced, it's well acted. It is literally my favorite Filipino BL. It is so damn good. I am just thoroughly impressed with this. Honestly, it's something that you have to watch. I will link every one of these BLs that I'm talking about below, but you've probably already seen them before if you're stumbling upon this video. I just wanted to give you like my rating for them, because you know, some are better than others. But the point being is that you should definitely go check them out. They're such good shows, and I can't recommend them anymore. Maybe in the next video I'll recommend a couple more. I've seen other Filipino BLs, but there's not like thousands of them, but they're slowly starting to come out in the masses in last year and this year, so I'm extremely impressed. And I will definitely be talking about Thai BLs and Japanese BLs and Taiwanese BLs, even like Chinese ones and Vietnamese ones in the near future. Thank you guys for like watching this and letting me get that out. I just wanted to share with you my like love for BLs that literally no other human being probably knows about me except like 3 people. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will be making another video very soon. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.